So far, many of the accidents have taken place in New York and Orion, which have only been 2 episodes so far. But let's go northwest and travel back to 2010 on Roblox Island. In Roblox Town, also known as the capital of Roblox Island, had a lot of snow going around. Roblox Town wasn't really a particularly populated town, but it was pretty big though, to say the least. It was 7:30 in the morning, and just about everybody was going to work and going to school at this time. The red carpet, formerly Rails Unlimited passenger service for the Northwest, was in push-pull mode. The train was running inbound to Pinewood. It consisted of cab car, formerly owned by the MBTA, 3938, 4 Bombardier bi-level coaches formerly owned by Metrolink, and F40 106 on the back, which was pushing. The train departed, with its next stop being Westerstead, but however, the train would never reach Westerstead. The train was going about 50 miles per hour down the line, when about halfway, the engineer began to realize his train couldn't stop. The engineer used his feet to kick the brakes in, but that wasn't working. Then he looked up ahead and saw a truck at the railroad crossing. The engineer got out of the cab and ran to the backer coaches. The cab car had made the truck split in half, or should I say food truck split in half, and the cab car went off the rails, hitting into some telephone lines, which caused the cab car to catch on fire. Thankfully, everybody had gone out on time. Only 3 people had minor injuries. After the accident, people and the press demanded answers to why this happened. When the government of Roblox Island launched an investigation, there wasn't just 1 or 2 reasons why the train crashed, but 5 reasons! The first reason was a kinked air hose between the last coach and the F40 PH. Since it's the 21st century, you would think they would have, more higher technology stuff on trains, right? Well, not for the red carpet. It turned out just about every red carpet train lacked a lot of technology, which thankfully most of them didn't end up having accidents like this, but for this train it did. The second reason was the cab car. During the investigation, it turned out the cab car had a bad reputation with the red carpet, but the red carpet decided to keep it despite its horrible condition. Not to mention, the brakes were severely weak on the cab car, its alco bell had malfunctions almost every week, and its K5LA had to be cleaned out every 3 days. The third reason was the wrong engineer with the wrong job. 23-year-old Mark Davidson was very inexperienced with how to operate a train. He had been a ticket clerk a few years prior, but never knew how to drive a train, nor its cab car. Mark was retrained and worked for Rails Unlimited for another 5 years until eventually being fired for an accident. Rails Unlimited was also at fault for the accident. They did not check in with the red carpet to see if they were behaving with what they were doing and stuff. Rails Unlimited had to pay a massive fine of 500,000 Robux. The president of Rails Unlimited ended up getting fired and getting replaced with a different president because of this. Now that's something you don't hear every day. The fifth and final reason why this accident occurred was the railroad crossing was not built correctly. Both gates and the thing you cross over. The thing you cross over was way too steep, making it easy for a truck to get stuck at, and the railroad crossings were not correctly timed when a train would come over. In the end, the former MBTA cab car ended up getting scrapped due to its whole front being ripped off from the truck. The Metrolink coaches now are operated by Metropolis Link, and the F40PH would run for another 8 years until being involved in another accident, but that's for another story.